Put all the noise aside and vote for Benjamin Netanyahu. Avi Hyman is with the Likud party. He's with me in Jerusalem. And, sir, it's an interesting comment from the president of Israel today. It's been a horrible, filthy election campaign. Do you agree?
Absolutely not. I'll say compared to the last election campaign, this has been a very positive campaign. We've seen unprecedented visits by the Prime Minister across the country, doing 2 to 3 major rallies a night, telling people, if you want me to be Prime Minister, get out and vote. From a purely positive perspective, we're now seeing internal polls saying that we're at 60 seats for the right-wing bloc. One more seat and we've won. Nothing can be more positive than that.
In a leaked recording released on Israeli TV Channel 12, an aide to Mr. Netanyahu was talking about his campaign strategy, saying, and I quote here, "Hate is what unites our camp." How does that affect voters going to the polls?
So that's very unfortunate. The Prime Minister has obviously spoken to that aide and said that was unacceptable. However, that doesn't represent our party. What represents our party, as always, is that the Likud is the home of the majority of the Israeli people. It's a party that's been around as long, in fact, longer than the State of Israel, and it's a party that represents every single one of Israelis. And we see that we have Israelis from all different communities, all different sectors voting for the Likud party. I believe that we will get out all the people that we need to. Last time we had 300,000 Likudniks stay at home and not vote. This time the Prime Minister is saying very clearly, if those 300,000 voters that didn't vote last time come out and vote, we will win, and we will win big.
On
and we will form the
Saturday,
coalition.
the former Israeli Defense Minister, Avi Lieberman, claiming that Mr. Netanyahu informed Jordan's King Abdullah that he would not go through with a pledge to annex the Jordan Valley. In response to that, the Israeli Prime Minister has called Lieberman's comments a lie. I want you to be very specific here. Is there a secret deal in the works? Because this annexation issue, not least to the Jordanians, but also to the Palestinians, of course, which is one and the same, effectively, when it comes to the Palestinian issues here. Palestinian grievances are Jordanian issues. Is there a secret deal in the works?
There's never been a situation in which Israel's had such a good friend in the White House. The Americans have put forward a proposal which is tremendous. For the first time, the Israelis are given a carrot and not a stick. And that carrot says that we can apply Israeli law over all of our communities in Judea and Samaria. Anything else is noise, as I've said before. And Avigdor Lieberman is not privy to that information, to the best of my knowledge.
Important in this election, though. Mr. Netanyahu's criminal trial is set, of course, to begin in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks' time. He faces 1 charge of bribery and 3 charges of fraud and breach of trust in 3 separate corruption investigations. He denies any wrongdoing. What do or are voters making of all of these legal problems surrounding Mr. Netanyahu?
I think for the 1.4 million Israelis that voted for Netanyahu the first time and the 1.1 million that voted in the second time, the trial is, do we want Netanyahu as Prime Minister? Who else will be a greater Prime Minister? Nobody else comes close to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as a statesman, as a leader for the economy, for security. Israelis look left, they look right, they hear a lot of noise, but they want Netanyahu as their Prime Minister. I believe we will edge past the 61 as the right-wing bloc, and Prime Minister Netanyahu will be Prime Minister once again.
So you are confident?
Oh, I'm very confident. If that didn't come off, I think that Prime Minister Netanyahu will be the Prime Minister once again, Becky.
Well, I'm sure that there are many Israelis hoping that it won't be 4th time again. 3rd time's a charm, they say. I hope I don't have... I'm hoping that I don't continue to say that all night, because the cliches are out there, isn't it? This is the 3rd time. Many Israelis that I've spoken to saying they are sick to death of this, and they just hope that there isn't a 4th election in the offing. But who knows who will win? At this point, we're going to leave it there. We thank you very much indeed. So we know the Israeli Prime Minister is keen to get the approval of the